What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple weeks since I posted anything, but I'm starting to get this like kind of madness. Trying to figure out what the best combination of not just the size of my skateboard, but how wide my trucks are, how big my wheels are, how steep or mellow my board is. Because I originally thought that a mellow concave would be better for me, but when I got the mellow concave, when I got this board that I've been riding for the last month, I also switched my trucks from Independent to Thunder, and I found that it just seemed like, even though I was still progressing, that it just felt like I was having to put way too much effort. Been watching a bunch of stuff, but basically the wheelbase is a huge part of how like heavy your board feels, like how heavy the front of your board feels when you go to pop it. And so on a mellow board like this, and then having Thunders are actually I think it's about a 1/2 inch pushed back. So the wheelbase is actually on this board is probably closer to like 14.75 or 15. As opposed to Independence, where Independence, the kingpin is actually a 1/2 inch in further. So anyways, I'm just trying to figure out what's going to be optimal for me, because I only have so much energy, and I'm not trying to kill myself with having to put so much extra effort in, to be able to continue to progress and stuff like that. So it's something I never really got into. This whole, I've heard people call it the madness, where you get real particular about what you can ride and what you don't want to ride. But I also heard that it was something like, skateboarders know what they like, but they don't know what they like. They don't know why they like it. I think Paul Schmidt, the board maker, said that. I think that's where I heard it from. Try to fix my skateboard before I can skateboard, okay? Yeah, Paul Schmidt said that. So skateboarders know what they like, but they don't know why they like it. And being 40 now, and I've been skating for 3.5 months, and I've got quite a few tricks, felt like consistently, and now I'm in this part where it's really, the tricks that I'm trying to do are a lot more demanding and are taking a lot more out of me. So I'm gonna try this. Eventually I'm gonna get a new deck, and then when I do get a new deck, I'm gonna get one with more concave, just because also what I've learned is that when you're an extremely good, strong skateboarder, you can pretty much skate anything, and if it's mellow or more of a flat board, it takes more effort, but because you're so good, it's operating at such a high level, or have so much strength and endurance, like you sort of just kind of overpower it, and I just can't do that. The more concave that a board has, what I've heard is it helps like the compression and the tension that's built up when you bend down on a skateboard, and the wood flexes and all that stuff. And so I've heard it's better for people like older guys like me to have a more concave board, even though I thought it would make my feet feel better to have a more flat board. I think it turns out I just made it harder for myself. So anyways, I'm gonna keep riding this mellow deck, but I'm gonna put my indies on it, which are gonna push the wheelbase down about a half an inch. Also, the width of the indies, these Thunders like pretty much almost match this deck. This is an 8.125. The indies are gonna be a little bit they're gonna be a little bit skinnier, and so what I've also heard is that will help flip the board, make it easier to flip the board, because when you're trying to flip a board, the wider the trucks are, the less it wants to flip. And again, I've powered through it. I have done kick flips on this, and I know people can do it, but I'm trying to figure out what's best for me at my age right now, so I can continue to progress, so I don't feel like I'm getting stifled, because it's kind of, I'm finding myself not wanting to skate sometimes because I feel like I'm not progressing. And I don't want to feel like that. I just want to skate because I enjoy it. But I do have this goal of landing so many tricks, landing 40 tricks before I turn 41. Because I have that goal, it's a blessing and a curse. You know, I'm going to keep it. I'm only 9 tricks away, but almost all those tricks are difficult for me, flip tricks. Anyways, I'm going to put the indies on this, and I'm going to see how it goes. I haven't skated since it's been like a whole week. I didn't skate this last weekend, and I was bummed because it was National Skate Day. I had a lot of stuff going on with kids and stuff like that, so.
Thirsty.
All right, so let's get to it. I have skated Thunders before, but it was back when it didn't really matter because I could power through it. I do like these trucks, mainly ridden Independence. Like once I started riding Independence, I just kept riding them.
Yes.
Good job, thank you. I just kept riding Independence and I never had a problem with them, and they're great. So especially now, I need to, thank you for telling me, I just need to stick with what has worked for me. And then I'll put these Thunders on this Anti-Hero board, which is what I've been letting my son ride. So, because they're a little bit wider and they're more offset, or, you know, they're pushed out, they make the wheelbase wider. That actually makes the board more stable for him, so it's not a total loss. It's kind of a win-win. So I've been wanting to do this since I think last Monday was when I was thinking about it. I just, with work and everything, I was just too tired and not motivated, and I don't want to get like that. When you get older, it's too easy to feel like that. I've been like that for too long. Now that I've been motivated these last 3.5 months, I do not want to lose that drive. I hope this will be beneficial. I hope I don't do all this and then end up not liking it. But I always have like a front and rear truck. My rear truck's always a little bit tighter than my front truck. And I don't know why, when I got this new complete, I got Thunders. I never really thought about how the wheelbase changes the way the pop feels and how much effort you have to put into, you know, operating your skateboard like a lever. You can take a sip. Because the whole idea is like, this is like a lever. So the further this way, the Thunders are a 1/2 inch further this way. And so the further this way, the more effort it takes to get the nose up. And since every trick you pop, you gotta pop, again, this, you know, you gotta pop it. So the further back, the indies go 1/2 inch this way. And so that gives you more leverage. It's supposed to make it easier. Something I had never heard growing up skating, just because I guess it didn't matter. It's like some boards you just liked more than others. And I was trying to remember, because like a significant time where I remember being super, super consistent with my flip tricks, and I cannot remember. I remember I had the Ed Tippleton Americas, but I cannot remember what board I had. And I had always attributed it to my shoes, because it was like, originally I thought the shoes felt too tight. I think I went to a loading dock, I think it was back behind a supermarket, and I like kick flipped it first try, which I would say I was pretty good, but I wasn't like normally kick flipping things first try. Normally I'd have to spend quite a bit of time warming up and everything. And I'd always thought that was, it was always associated with the shoes. But now I'm thinking I had a really good setup between my shoes, and my board, my trucks, I just didn't know it. And I can't really remember what it was. Wish I did. Try to do that setup all over again. Just with the wider board. My local skate shop, Abstract, this is where I got this Anti-Hero. Guy was super cool. I went to go back there when I was getting another complete. Didn't know they shut down. They went out of business, which I thought really stunk. Right as I get back to skateboarding in a cool, local shop. I'm not sure what happened, but other than just things not working out, but they seem to have a pretty cool thing there. Glad I got to experience it, even if it was just a couple times. I want to skate with somebody that knows the spots around here, because I didn't grow up here. Just to kind of find good places that skate parks are awesome. I didn't grow up skating skate parks. They weren't around.
Daddy, I caught a roly-poly.
Cool.
They have sticky legs.
Try not to kill it. Oh, and the other thing is independents are higher. As you can see. Here's the independent, and here's the Thunder. So I think that should help me as well. I'm saying it's cool to have go skate a skate park, and there are a bunch of skate parks around here.
Outside is really cool of the roly-poly. No, actually, there's beehives on the roly-poly. There's little tiny beehives.
Look, I'm giving you new trucks.
New trucks?
Yeah, trucks. These are called trucks. Your skateboard trucks. I'm giving you these. These ones should be better for you. Make it a little bit more stable for you. So, like I was saying, it's cool. Skate parks are cool. Everything as far as ledges is besides flat ground and some banks and stuff like that. Ledges is what I am trying to skate, or what I feel comfortable skating. I would prefer to skate on a ledge that's a nice waxed up ledge, because I feel like with my fun box or at a skate park, it's easier to have it slide too good or grind too easy. I mean, I guess there's, you could fall by getting caught up because you're not going fast enough. You could fall because you're going too fast, but as far as skating ledges, I don't know. I guess I just want to try, see how it feels. So I've been skating this box okay, but I'm always intimidated in the beginning, and I have to warm up to it every single time. Hasn't gotten any easier. Basically, I've learned that everything from risers and different style of trucks, how tall they are, how wide they are, where they sit where they, position the wheelbase. Just been learning, watching a bunch of stuff, trying to figure out what's best gonna suit me. And sometimes that, just believing that something is gonna work better for you helps. I need a confidence booster, for sure. Let me know if there's any things I haven't mentioned, or things I did mention, just that you either tried and have helped you, or you think might help for us geriatric skaters. All right, now I just gotta switch out the wheels.
I just killed 2 jumping spiders.
Right after this, my phone died. I didn't realize it. I went ahead and finished setting up the board. And now I'm here at a skate park skating the new setup. So it's the Mellow Deck with the independence. And I can definitely feel like the pop is better. The trucks are higher, and you can definitely feel that they're higher anytime you're going into any transition, or if I'm doing a 50-50 or something like that. I feel a little bit higher and a little bit more unstable, but that's something I can adjust to. But I do feel like the flip tricks feel a little bit better. The ollies feel like they're coming up to my feet better, and just in general, it's just kind of adjusting to it again. But I do overall like it, and I'm going to keep skating it like this. So I was just at the park. It's super hot. It's like 1 o'clock, and there's no shade at this park, but I do like this park. My session ended with the trick I didn't land, but I have 50-50'd that before, so sometimes you got to know when to go home. Get out, go skate.